sila. Yung iba, parang mga strokes lang na up and down. Yung, alala ko yung kay Danny Santiago, it looked like meron siyang arco. And in fact, for himself, he was quite crafty because he liked to paint arches. Ano? So sabi niya, gawa rin ako ng arch. Nung naka-blindfold siya, sabi niya, pwede niyo ba akong bigyan ng karton? Pinunit niya yung karton. Kinapa niya. Tinupi niya yung karton, pinunit niya yung karton, kinapa niya hanggang naka-craft siya ng arko. Then binuklat niya. So meron siyang template. Generally, they were kind of muddled. They were, to say the least, they were rather very simple. Usually, mga strokes na emotional. Yung kay Danny Santiago, parang may circle na mayroong arc. Yung akin, parang if you are familiar with the American painter na Clifford Steele, parang ganun eh. Mga angular na vertical stripes na makakapal, tapos may nag-i-intervene na sila, I think one reason, most of us weren't practicing them naturally. We did it for the purpose of the experiment, so we weren't practicing this kind of abstraction naturally. So, hindi sa likas sa amin. Kadamihan kami, ibang ginagawa namin. Ako, nag-i-sculpture ako noon eh. So, hindi naman ako nagpe-paint ng non-objective eh. Si Ben Ladrido, gumagawa siya ng mga intricate na parang cubism eh. Si Roger Santos, gumagawa siya ng parang medyo naive na parang mukhang Antonio Austria. Si Jesse Iñola, parang expressionism. So, most of us weren't actually doing this kind of experimental work naturally. So, in a way, parang kumbaga, kinakaparin namin how to do it. But we were performing it for the purpose of the experiment. For the purpose nga of trying to do a system of painting if you could not see. Ayun. Now, ang kaswertihan nga namin dun, like I told you earlier, ang kaswertihan namin dun, one of our friends, si Jesse Iñola, ang pangalan niya, happened to own a camera with black and white film. Kaya nakuhanan niya. Otherwise, lang ito kwento na lang, kwentong lolo na lang ito, pero walang nakakuha eh. Pero bumili siya ng film. And he was able to document the whole process. And kasama doon sa proseso namin, is sinubmit nga namin doon sa experimental art exhibition, pati yung documentation. Nag-submit kami ng 8 painting na ginawa ng mga nakapiring o mga bulag. And then kasama yung documentation. So, ayun, I think nagtagal ata yung exhibit ng mga 2 buwan. And being students, hindi namin kinamusta masyado. But later on, nung kinamusta na namin, may nagbalita sa amin, sabi niya, pare, tapos na yung show eh. Tinambak na nila lahat ng mga trabaho sa garden ng Ayala Museum. Kaya yung amin documentation, basa yan eh. Naulanan niya ng ilang araw eh. Siyempre, October na nito, late October na nito eh. Pero yun, that's how we did it. And I'm very happy that we actually had I don't have the negatives. What I have is an entire set of prints na nakamount sa notebook, kaya hindi sila nawala. To me, it was one of the first instances of documentation of a performance na nagawa ko because we'd been doing several actions na wala naman documentation. Kami lang nakakakita, naaalala namin ginawa namin. But this was the first time with very good documentation. And in fairness, magaling manguhal yun si Jesse Iñola. You have to imagine that you could only shoot 36 shots per roll. Pero I think bumili ata kami mga 3 rolyo eh. Hindi naman parang 8 pesos ata sa nung unang panahon. No? This is 1978. We were using mechanical SLR. No? Ano ba yung ginagamit? I think ang ginagamit ni Jesse Iñola was a Yashica. Mga segunda mano na Yashica na nabibili mo pa sa Arhidalgo. No? Parang kung nag-setup kami siguro nag-setup kami tanghali eh. Natapos kami ng shoot namin, mga 4:00 na. Takbo na kami sa Quiapo. Jesse, bigay mo na bayad na tayo. Pinadevelop namin. Parang 3 rolyo. Tapos sunod na umaga, na kami, bili kami ng notebook, kinabit na namin, staple namin. Kasi magsasubmit na kami sa Ayala Museum eh. Tapos gumawa na ako ng notes, no? You'll notice that the notes are handwritten. Wala namang mga computer at printer nun eh. If you wanted to type something, you had to type it on a typewriter. Mas madaling pag nakakabit na yung picture, sulat na lang ng kamay, mas madali. Ganon. So, things weren't as convenient as they used to be. But yeah, to me, it was a very positive experience. I thought it was, to say the least, it was happy. I don't think that it was very profound. But, when you're in college, parang pag meron mga positive experiences, I'm not very sure that many people who saw the experimental art exhibit at Ayala Museum got it. Nobody really gave me a feedback in the old days. But sabi ko, what the heck? But it reminds you of one very important thing, that 38 years down the road, it exists because the documentation was there. So, that's the yan ang sa akin, yan ang lesson. That's the real positive lesson. That if you bother to, people can now analyze it. I don't think that I meant for it to say what I can read into it now, because obviously, mas marami na akong karanasan 38 years later na I can read it in a more sophisticated way. Pero ang feeling ko, yung mga impulses namin, even if we were not able to articulate it then, nandun siya, hindi lang salita, no? Hindi lang lagay sa salita, hindi ma-verbalize. Pero the spirit was very happy. Ako, that's the other thing. Everybody who used to be an individual painter was very excited to join the project. Parang ganun, we are very vulnerable as pure individual artists. This is the experience of martial law. Mas madali kayong pag-initan kung isa-isa kayo. But if you wanted to mount a kind of resistance to any kind of political movement, you would have to be a political movement yourself. So,